And so for us, what is the governing regulation? What do we do? You know, if
that's
there's
the
a
line
system,
I'm thinking along.
why what is also for us?
Professor was saying,
Yeah.
why is it lacking?
Yeah, and then therefore perhaps 9/11 has nothing to do with it. Because as just pointed out, 9/11 is one thing. But our issue is drugs and guns. Like we want to have the actual treaty headquarters here. All of those things are things that
So she may need
attract
to
us.
remove post 9/11 and speak about
And remove third world.
Yeah.
and remove third world and probably all the initiatives really focus on the Caribbean basin.
Yeah. And our particular problem.
Right. So you may want to use the term Caribbean basin or
Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago.
And I think Iowa Griffith has written on this.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a book. I was just telling Karen Griffith. And there
Iowa
a book on
Griffith.
security in the Caribbean basin.
Yeah, I know it.
It's about a 2000 and something publication. Yeah, I know it was somewhere around 2007. I think actually about somewhere.
But this is what I'm saying.
It's an edited book.
Yeah.
But even though she removed post 11, should she still work on a period or should she just leave it open? I'm asking.
No, she has to confine it now.
Yeah, she has to confine it to a period.
To a period. You can't do historical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I had a time.
Well, you're international relations, so I'm not too sure what kind of guidance an IR gives. Whether they
You know, the IR thing has me a little bit
confused.
not going into.
Yeah.
I was thinking. Because they have different perspectives and
Different
because
theories.
the question is what theories you're going to use to
Their theories will differ from our
And
theories.
the
And that's why
paradigms.
I did IR years ago, so I would obviously.
So then, Dr. Tirado, what period should she work with? I mean, if you're looking at border security survival.
No, it's very clear that you should talk somehow about present.
Yeah.
How you define recent past, that's another story. You should talk about present.
So it should be
Okay.
a current, just this current era period.
Yeah.
But in doing that, do you have to mention that in the question? Or it will be
It
assumed?
is always, you must always, when you start off, the purpose of this paper is to look at. The aim or the objective of this paper is to look at. Be very clear because the reader wants to be extremely clear what you intend to do.
No, not even in our current era. You should,
Presently.
and she could give a period.
Border security in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. And she could give a period, or should she?
Why not look at
Or you could say, if you
since
want,
they're starting
listen,
with impacts?
if you want to examine, you could use the word examination. An examination, you could say an assessment. There are words you could use. Or an assessment, if you're going to assess it, you have to say assessment.
Post impacts. Since the establishment of
So she could
impacts.
be assessing their usefulness.
Yeah.
If any. But it just doesn't
The, the topic name right now is not important as much as what you want to focus.
Yeah, you can, and
Afterwards, the topic name comes, but it's
Yeah.
what research question in your mind stands out. What you want to do. What you want to do.
Yeah, it's why it's lacking and why we need to implement.
And what
security.
areas is it lacking?
We don't have any border security.
no, we do. It may be insufficient.
It's not implemented, it's not reinforced, it's not enforced.
If you say that government knocking for 6,
No, but they can't. That's why you can't say that. Just like
Just
say we
limit
don't disagree openly or say this person is wrong. There is something. It may not be properly implemented. Or it may not be effective. But that's why the examination comes in to show
and
that.
how you could say it's not properly implemented.
You have to
What
say-
is your data to support or your evidence to support what you say?
Compared to
So that is what I would find out when I started check.
So you're going to do a comparative study? Is there best practice? Is
No,
there-
no, you're starting data collection yet, yeah?
Yeah.
Before you start thinking of your topic, you need to have some raw data at your hand to research the question.
Because of all that goes on, we have a lot of human trafficking.
Now you can't say that,
You can say that based on evidence.
evidence, everything must
You
be
have to
evidence
say that
based.
this so and so say
It
what.
is alleged.
No, okay, no. But the human trafficking thing, there's a counter-trafficking unit that's public knowledge, right? A counter-trafficking unit has been established under the Ministry of National Security. They have a particular mandate. You could go and interview them. They may or may not be able to share the statistics with you based on the sensitivity of it, but at least the fact that there was a counter-trafficking unit established speaks that perhaps there's something going on that the government, and again, it's because of international obligations too. With the TRIPS report and all of those, the TIP report and all of that with the US and the pressure, those things were put into place. So you have to do
You have to do some initial background reading.
You know.
But border security is too broad.
It's
because
way too broad.
First it started off like if it was the airport security, and then now it's
port security. She's talking about
port security, and now it's
all borders.
but it can't be all
port
borders.
security is the
No,
border.
but if you're talking about the borders, are you talking about trafficking of individuals,
Or guns, or
drugs or guns or
For the issue.
Right, so the issues will be different. So, yeah, so that's perhaps you may need to pick one or two of the issues to say, you know, because this is the mandate of, like, you can even look at customs and excise, because that's the new role of that. Is
and then
in fact for
lack of
control management. The real role of customs in a
serious country.
Modern or contemporary period is about that. It's not about taxes.
I think you need to rethink what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you need to narrow. While your name, ladies and gentlemen, while your name may be sexy, while you must want these sexy terms and titles, you're recognizing now that what you have to do is think beyond that.
Yeah.
Pull apart your word. Each word is so critical, and think through it. What are the different dimensions of the word? We now say border security, but then they're quite right. What you're looking at, drugs, human trafficking, and if you must show evidence that they have 10,000 people trafficking, and therefore I want to look at this port which is not working for me.
Ikakas. Why people coming through Ikakas, right? Everybody knows coming through Ikakas. You can look at that. Why people coming in through Ikakas? Why they not using a proper port?
My first question would be, why do we need to secure?
Exactly. And then again, all those issues will come up.
So you're going backwards.
Yeah.
Well, and that can,
Build on
yes, that can be
Are there like, because I'm thinking that something like this, probably somebody or bodies would have done initial research in international relations on security.
Yeah, I think
And you may have a couple MPhil and PhD theses inside the library. All you need to do is to go through those,
And get their references.
get not the references but the
It might
recommendations.
be a little bit.
See who has done work on those recommendations and then start to, so it helps in that way because it's starting to bridge those gaps.
What is it?
That is what Professor said earlier. You have to look at all the literature on it and decide where the gap is and where you want to add to that literature. Because at the end of the day, you'll be adding to the literature when you finish with your...
And then the thing is too, it might not even be an IR issue. It's more whether it's the government, lack of implementation, lack of policies.
Regulation.
Yeah, so it's not really an IR issue. So area.
Actually, what I
Ms. Williams, what did you say?
Professor,
Ms. Williams. Okay.
no, actually, what I wanted to ask before all these questions, do you want to have your approach through the IR theory, that is, or rather as something relating to public policy, public administration, whatever you want, because the topic itself is open to both interpretations. If you take it as an IR issue, you may easily cover all border security aspects, because anyway you won't analyze them in terms of policy. You will analyze the interaction of one country with other countries based on one theory and so on. And you would certainly need to use some international security theories, and that's a completely different field. On the contrary, if you take the path that has been commented on until now, which concerns policy issues, what is not working fine and so on, you have very little to do with international relations, and basically your topic ceases to be an IR one. So you
So advise me, being under government, but political science.
Are you a political science student?
The emphasis in political science.
Oh, but then you know well.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking now that I'm
So how you
under-
with Dr. Debbie Mohammed?
Because the email they sent me had her on the committee.
On the committee?
Not
Or
the
just
On the
supervisor?
supervisory committee.
Just supervisor.
Who's your supervisor?
Because of the topic, I think they assigned. Because I came from the IR, I think they assigned somebody.
Did they define your supervisor or just the committee? Just the, she's a
Yeah,
member of the committee?
she's one of the person, but she's the person I would have made contact with because I didn't know anybody else because they had assigned
You need
me.
to check with them.
You need to check who's your supervisor. Because there's a difference between if we are supervising you, if you're in political science, we will supervise you along a different route.
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering. Now that I'm doing this in political science, if I could take an IR approach, or if I have to take the political science.
And then we will do like we do with Geneve. We'll suggest that you go, you transfer your registration to IR.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or we could assign you Dr. Theodori as the supervisor.
Yes, but all the juries and everybody involved in assessing at one moment or another her work wouldn't be competent.
No, but that's
that's
it.
very no.
That's it. That's the problem, eh?
Yeah, so you need to have an IR topic in an IR environment, and
Yeah,
that's a person.
that's why we
You
will.
cannot-
What we think if she stays here, to put you on and to get some advisory from IR.
Yes, but her degree should be with the IR.
The degree should be with IR.
In that case.
So they make that change? I mean, it's not class related, but
No, no.
since you're on the topic,
Yes,
do
they
they
do.
make that change?
Yeah, they do.
change your
They do.
You can also take the other approach and analyze border security in terms of policy, and that is
Well, I
here.
guess outside of the class, I have to get some
Decide.
more advice from you on which
Yeah.
approach I should take.
Yeah.
Whether it's political science.
Yeah. I think we'll need to sit down with the head of the department and have a little chat.
So what you want
And
to do?
advice.
And you decide, before you have that discussion, you decide what aspect you want to do.
I'm more knowledgeable in IR, but I don't mind the challenge.
Is this a Excel?
Yes.
What challenge you do? What challenge?
Okay, wait,
Yeah,
what you
courses
take
that you
it
can
through,
do to fill your capacity, yeah.
take it through carefully, what aspect you want to look at, and we set up a little meeting with the head of the department.
Okay. So we would take it.
We have 10 more minutes, people.
I want to.
Miss
Wendy's,
Davis.
Wendy's.
Miss Williams?
Say something.
Yes, please.
Yeah, what I'm just going to throw my, something I've been thinking about, I had a proposal right now before. I wanted to throw something in the context.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, no,
Go ahead, no, I was just looking back at as everybody's talking here now, I'm thinking about this proposal. My opinion is that the public service in Trinidad does not understand, either does not understand its role in the governance of Trinidad and Tobago, or so it's because my things are on governance, or if I mean I'm being very presumptuous when I say I don't understand. Public service doesn't understand its role, but
To prove that is difficult, yeah?
well.
You're going there to,
But no, I'm just going somewhere else to find that. Or is it that the public service doesn't, well, I say, exercise its authority in managing or in governing or in the governance
you have to
of
bring
the
specific data or evidence to support what you're saying.
I can appreciate what you're saying, because one of the key things in governance is how do you manage networks? And is it that the public service is so diverse and complex that there is no overarching kind of mechanism to manage these networks and coordinate sufficiently to, and whether it's politics or not, you can look at the administrative side, and whether those formal as well as informal networks within the public service, whether the public service is seen as a whole, as well as, you know, different parts to this whole. Because the big picture, and that's what governance
But
primarily,
you see
depending on
that,
what you're doing.
you see that is hard to prove, eh?
But is it that these things are made clear to public service?
And that's the
Because
thing,
of
yes,
understanding their role.
the role.
That's
So,
it,
you know,
you know?
it's a lot of, there's some, it's a complex thing, and your thing is not really, your comment is not a thesis comment, it's just a, you know, one of those reflections on the public service kind of comment.
Yeah, but that would be difficult to test. I will go, listen, I will tell you what, eh? To me, in life, you make your question to the point, make it measurable and make it clean. The woman says she look at the section of a red eye, narrow, make it clean. No, she used the word. She used that word? Yeah.
Prof perhaps is too much inviting in sense.
No, but you have to make, and this is the point, make the topic narrow, but testable and measurable. Clean. So when the reader reads it, there's no way they could have ambiguity. Here you go. We have a few minutes left.
I wouldn't be long.
No, and by this time, go now. By this time, everybody should be writing down. Now remember, people who with me are not looking at the research question anymore. you should be gaining from this and getting your research question written down. So the next time we meet is a research proposal.
There you go.
Don't put a study. Don't. No, you know, don't. Let's some more history.
Remember sometime when last semester we did me and you came up with that, right?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I came up with a study of building small communities in rural East.
You want to look at the building of small communities in rural.
In just rural East.
All you can say is East Tobago.
In East Tobago, okay.
In East of Tobago.
Yeah.
So you could look at the building of small communities in East Tobago.
East Tobago.
Not a study of it.
Not a study of?
Yeah. Not a study of. Don't say it's study of. Building small communities in East Tobago. What is a research question?
Okay. I haven't really.
What you want to look, what is the question by burning in your mind?
Why is it that these communities within that area of Tobago are so
Underdeveloped?
Yes, underdeveloped. Because
Okay.
I'm a community liaison officer, and recently we did some surveys going out in the communities to measure the quality of life among the people.
Which means you're raw data.
Yes, I have the information already. It was valid.
So, Delia, you're very easy. Your question is a simple question. You just want to find out why they didn't develop, and I'm going to say build, developing small communities in East Tobago. That's your question. And you know the answers. You have the raw data, and you know A, it could be institution, B, funded, C, they don't like the people, D, politically motivated. You have the thing.
Okay.
All you have to do, honey, is right.
That's right.
But what aspect of building though? Because that's a bit ambiguous.
No, she will, the development.
Infrastructural development?
Infrastructure she will talk about.
Oh, it's because one of the key challenges in East Tobago, as you would know, is high levels of literacy.
Delia?
Yes.
The development of
But
small
that could
communities.
contribute as a factor towards
Yes, it have a bunch from the
Right.
survey, but we gathered a
What you
number of
do,
factors.
you write down your question, write down what you think is the reasons, and then let's narrow that.
I narrowed it down.
Yeah. Okay?
All right.
But there will be several reasons for it.
No, but we'll narrow. She has raw data. I need to see the raw data.
That's what
And we narrow down.
What is it called?
I would even, well,
Yeah. We can work with that.
That's what they call it.
That's not easy.
There's actually a very
Is that
strong
national
community
survey
spirit
or
in East
no,
Tobago.
just the unit is within the office of the chief secretary. So we went out as a group and did some surveys to measure the quality of life. As when the supervisor, the supervisor from the job, she knows that I'm doing a master's and she knows this is the topic I'm pursuing.
Okay.
And she gave me the okay to use the information that I have. So I'm going to email you already, wrote that.
Come and talk to me, man. Don't email. Come and talk to me. Work through your proposal, Delia, and let's talk.
Alright.
Okay? So you don't have a problem. Okay. This is the first presentation. This is with you as passing on something. Now, people, next day, I expect all of you to come with your research questions, and I mean correct research questions at this point. Think through your research. Think through what we did today, and work through your research questions. The next day we will look at doing a research proposal. The next time we come again, we will look at review of the academic literature and so on. And then the methodology will come in. So make it clean. Now one editor I use, and I said this for Sherry-Ann, one editor I use is Marley Eversley. Now she's a woman you have to pay. This is not our editor in UE. But she's one of the better editors we have here. And again, she charges students, but you see you see the writing style students with me? Some of them are really bad. Grammar, spelling, sentence construction. Those things are things that you get flaws on. Be cautious when you're writing. Think through your words carefully. Sherry, your methodology, talk to Dr. Taylor or Marshall, and let them help you with the methodology. A method seriously flawed. So set up an appointment with Dr. Taylor, Dr. Berkeley, or Dr. Marshall. Questions by the end of the day, are you clear on how to do a research, arrive at a research topic? Ms. John, I'm not hearing from you.
Yes. Actually, I had two in mind while I was doing my academic work in the master's level. And I did two projects that you yourself said was well.
You could have done one and I said to expand it.
Yes. So that's exactly.
Please expand it.
Right. So I'll take one with higher marks.
Yeah. So we need to get you a supervisor.
Right.
You have no supervisor.
Send you a proposal.
You have to send it to the head. If you want me to look at it, just tell him that Professor Bissessar will supervise.
Okay, good.
I think it's a done deal there.
Okay, good. So I'm going to start on submission.
Okay. So you're right with research.
Yeah, that's what it's institutional language. Talk about service commission, the public service commission.
Good. All right. Paul, you all right? Arriving at the topic. This will help you. Will this session help you? Mrs. George? Who will have problems after today to arrive at a research question? A research topic. As I said, keep narrowing. Look at every word you use. When you're too broad, you need to go very narrow. So you could talk to me.
No, I have a proposal, but nothing of it. I'll just be quick.
You see, Dr. Raghunath is so busy with a new department, you can't imagine how hard it is for him. So he's very busy. So anybody wants a little help? I don't think he minds. But just let's narrow. So people, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Remember, if you miss a session, I'm not going through this again. This will happen next semester, next year. Not again. So please do not miss your session. We go through until you get everything correct.
We must thank you also, Professor Bissessar.